Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. We are so excited to have you again. Twitter has finally responded to the suspension issued them by the federal government, and this is as a result of what has transpired within the week between the federal government and Twitter. The president made a statement which Twitter, because of the kind of responses that were coming in, and Nigerian reporting the statement as a threat to Southeasterners, Twitter had to delete that particular, statement. And the presidency reacted to, the federal government via Lai Mohammed reacted to it that was actually a suspicious step taken by Twitter. And today they have been suspended. The operation has been suspended in the country. And Lai Mohammed made Nigerians to understand that the federal government was forced to act because of the persistent use of the platform for activities that are capable of undermining Nigerian corporate existence. But then the Twitter has finally responded. A lot of other Nigerians have spoken, but we'd like to look at what Twitter have to say about their suspension by the federal government. But before we do all of that, if you're not subscribed to our channel, kindly hit the red subscribe button and also the bell icon so that you can get notification anytime we publish our videos. According to the news, Twitter has reacted to the indefinite suspension of the social media site by the Nigerian government, expressing concern. A statement by a Twitter spokesperson to Tech Cabal said that the announcement made by the Nigerian government that they have suspended Twitter operation in Nigeria is deeply concerning. We are investigating and will provide updates when we know more. While Twitter does not have physical offices in Nigeria, the platform is freely available in the country and has up to 2 million users according to some estimate. The government suspension, as announced by Lai Mohammed, the Minister of Information and Culture, has been interpreted as a potential directive to internet services provider to cut off users' access to social media platform. As we have reported, the suspension is a culmination of a 3-day drama. It started when Twitter deleted a tweet by President Muhammadu Buhari for violating its rule. A few hours after Twitter's action, Mohammed, the information minister, held a press conference in which he denounced the U.S. social media company for having a suspicious agenda in Nigeria. He accused Twitter of enabling violence during NSAS protests in October 2020. In the end, he justified his suspension of Twitter on the grounds of persistent use of the platform for activities that are capable of undermining Nigerian corporate existence. The suspension brings Twitter squarely into the heat of the debate about the intersection of democracy and internet freedom in Africa. When they announced that Ghana will be the location of the first Africa office, Twitter said it was because Ghana is a champion for democracy, supporter of free speech, online freedom, and the open internet, of which Twitter is also an advocate. Twitter remained available in Nigeria at the time of publishing this report after the announcement has already been passed via the Ministry of Information verified Twitter account. It remains to be when the suspension takes effect and what action Twitter takes. The funny aspect of this thing is that the announcement was actually made in the verified Twitter handle of Ministry of Information. Is it not funny? It's really, really a serious issue here. Now, a lot of responses have come in from different quarters. Most people are saying that the ideal thing is to use VPN. Others have made other recommendations. But then, what is most important at this point is not just Twitter, but the fact that free speech seems to be gag. We have to queue up behind the likes of the former president of United States, Donald Trump. He was suspended. His account was suspended, not just by Twitter alone. Facebook was also there because of one or two things that possibly the people and Donald Trump, they didn't find a common ground for it. And the statement that Donald Trump made was absolutely not too okay, because of how many people have reported it contravened their community rule. That was why his account was suspended. And guess what? He didn't do anything. He still allowed Americans to enjoy it. And, to some extent, I think partially it has been resolved. Facebook did it to him. Instagram did it to him. He did not respond. All what he did was to allow Americans to, enjoy themselves. Now, this is the same thing that has happened to our president. And all of a sudden, Lai Mohammed came on board and, started talking about it. But shockingly, we have worse issues than this, in the country. But then nobody seems to really care to talk about it and come, especially to the public, to make statements about it. I feel that the presidency should look at this as a way of just running his democratic mindset. You understand? Because jumping to conclusion and shutting down Twitter is not for the well-being of Nigerians. I can tell you the whole truth. Because if we look at currently the situation of employment, you realize that not less than that. So that's talking about the rate of employment in Nigeria. Only 44% of Nigerians who are capable of working have jobs. Well-paid jobs, have jobs. Let me just put it that way. The others are just doing everything they can to survive. Already, the tension is really high. Most Nigerians use social media to make money, So thinking of suspending it, you're about to cause what you won't be able to control. What we are seeing today is tip of the iceberg, you understand? So by the time you go an extra mile by stopping people from eating, because most people make money, legit money from all these social media. YouTube is the best. I can say that anytime, any day. YouTube is actually the best because with YouTube, you can make as much as you can as far as you follow their rules and do what you're supposed to do. You understand? So right now, saying we are going after social media and all of that, you're going to see the reaction that what you guys saw before was the tip of the iceberg, because Nigerians are totally dependent on this stuff. So for me, I think that there should be a consideration. But Twitter had promised that they are going to look into the issue and give further feedback. But then, for now, I'm still enjoying right now, I'm still enjoying it. I'm still looking through it. There's no issue for now. And we don't know when the MTN and other service operators will respond to the demand by the federal government. But I believe that so many people will have to do something drastic to see how they can put that on hold. Because most of the information that Nigerians have gotten, most of the crime that has been curtailed, most of the things that have been put under check is actually via these social media platforms. Without the social media platform, what we would have seen in Nigeria would have been unthinkable. Unthinkable in the sense that we would have had cases that, you wouldn't believe that it's happening in the country, But with Twitter, most people even make all their friends on Twitter. Some people have run into good opportunities on some of these social media pages. So for me, it's a big no, and I'm hopeful that the federal government will do something drastic and reconcile the issue. That's what I like to be. We go to our comment section.